Alright, this is part 2, or take 2. So, I finished Honkai Star Rail 3.0, and before I get into the actual story, I'm gonna say this. Yes, just like most of the other people, if y'all have played Zone Zero, if y'all have played a couple of other different games, you know that these people can do better for animations and not just do a black screen with white words or static poses, which is what this entire thing ended up being for most of the parts where there was just talking. Yes, I am disappointed, but at the same point, I kind of did enjoy the story. However, I kind of do wish that there was more than just arms down or thinking poses. And I kind of wish that they did do more than what they did for now. Which I'm hoping in the next updates, they improve on that and they make it just better. But that's neither here nor there. That's just my grievances, and I know some other people are also having the same thing. But for now, we're going to talk about the story of where the current story is. Spoilers ahead. And keep in mind, if you have not played the story, you can listen to this. You can listen to me ramble about the story. It may not be entirely... It will be somewhat accurate, but at the same point, it's kind of like how I'm taking it with the story, where the story is going. But yeah, let's get right on into this. Heads up, this is spoilers. There is lots of things that happened. Most of it is just talking. And let's get right into this. So, we're on the Astro Express. March, she was not feeling well. She started to get sick when we made the jump and we got close to Forest. Now on the train, if you played Panacani, yeah, that's how you pronounce. I am not gonna try to pronounce that one. I don't really like that part to say, but anyways, we ended up having a new member on our train Sunday, as well as Black Swan. Now, when we arrived here, March got sick. She's not feeling well, so she stayed behind. Me and Don Hung, we both end up crash landing on this plane. More like we got shot out of the sky, and I do mean we got shot out of the sky. So we got shot out of the sky by what is known as a Titan. Now, I'm not sure if I can... Oh, wow, I didn't know. Anyways, I'm not... Yeah, we got shot out of the sky by a Titan. So, that whole entire thing happened. We started running around this one little area, which I am actually going to do us a favor. And we're going to go back to the said little area just so I could show you. So this is where we actually meet. We're not going to go into who we meet there. We're going to go run all the way back here. So we ran through this entire area. Do I want to fight that? No, I don't. So we ran through the area from right here. No, it's actually right here. Yeah, right here. We ran through this area. We ran through this area. And we start seeing like a little bit of flashbacks here and there. Keep on going back and forth to how it looks right now, ruined. And to like what looks like to be what it will look like in the newer days. In like the current times. So we ran all the way to here. And this is where we run into Phanon and Tribby or Tryon. Two Chrysos heirs. There's more than just two Chrysos heirs, but these are the two that we met in this current predicament. So we meet these two. Phanon basically knocked our weapons out of our hands and goes, "Yo, who are you? What are you doing here?" And basically almost started like a mini interrogation. Tran stopped it, goes, "I'm sorry about Snowy, aka Phanon," and welcomed us. So we end up walking, and we go into this little building. Does like a little explanation, but kind of try to keep a like. They just do know we're outsiders. They know we don't belong here. And they basically tried whatever they can to just like keep it silent. Like try not to say anything about who we actually are, where we actually come from, yada yada, just trying to keep it silent. So right off the bat we know, okay, something here is wrong, something here is fishy. Yo, what's going on? So we could continue moving forward. They did like this little whole singing thing, doing like a little explanation of the world, but it still was not giving us to our characters any real answers. So we are gonna go jump to Okama, where we end up going here, and we end up riding one of those drumas. You know, the giant long-necked dinosaur. And this place was being attacked. It was being invaded by, and this was later on, this was like, not later on, but it was ended up being revealed, Nikador, a titan and like a god of strife, led an invasion. Now, while we're running through here, fighting everything, you know, just trying to help these people, we end up meeting another Chrysos heir, two more Chrysos heirs. We end up meeting Medi, and we meet Castros. Now, Medi is like, "Yo, you all are just weird. I do not know you. Y'all invaders. I'm just gonna kill you and ask questions later." But Phanon was stopping him, going, "No, don't do it." Castros was basically just standing on the side, not really wanting to interact, and just waiting. But she's like, you know, she's a nice person. So we end up following her through the city because she was basically putting most of these titans either like a dormant stasis or asleep. So we follow them all the way up to where Nikador was, and we fought against Nikador. And while we were fighting against Nikador, we were basically not realizing it's like a copy. But ended up finding out it's a copy, and they don't have what's called a core flame. Now, fast forward, we end up going and we meet Aglaya. Aglaya. Yeah, Aglaya. And she is having this little discussion with us and basically just telling us, welcome to my city, giving a little history about the world, talking about how this world has gods, has demigods, and how the Chrysos heirs are supposed to kill these gods and reclaim their core flames to give power back over to humanity. I suppose a little bit of she did not really explain how it was forbidden for people to try and learn about the outside world, beyond the stars, because they can't see stars. It's always daytime here. They can't see stars. Anyone who tries to leave gets shot down by some mysterious force. That little detail does get explained later on in the story, but as I was saying, so I was like, yo, I need you to promise me that you don't tell these people where you're from, and don't talk about anything outside of the stars. Other than that, you're cool, we're fine, you can stay here until whenever. I'm not asking you for help, but just don't tell anyone about the stars. So after that, we end up going back to the city, and bada bing, bada boom, we hand our camera to this person, and the person's like, ooh, while I have this camera, I'm just going to look at the pictures. Saw the outside world. Now y'all can easily get an idea of this. Fast forward, we're now in a underground area called the Vortex of Genesis. And here is where we get interrogated. And we're forced to tell the truth. Otherwise, Castris would kill us. So we had to tell 4 truths. So I'm not sure what everyone else did, because I know this part, there's different parts where you can either tell the full truth, or you just keep lying, and then Phanon does end up still coming no matter what. But if you do choose to lie multiple times, Phanon does come and save our butts. But I chose to tell do the full truth thing. And Phanon still does come, explain a little bit about the situation with the Chrysosairs, all of that. And it's like, yo, we need your help. Can you please help us? So ultimately, Nanhung's like, I'm going to leave this decision to you. So we decided to stay. And then after that, we are going to Nikador's, where he's hiding, called Strife Ruins, Castrum Kremnos. So, where did we start at? Yeah, right? No. We're starting right here. We'll make our way through the city with Medi, who decided to come along with us. We make our way through the city, going around, killing stuff, and them having a little competition. And if y'all have seen Lord of the Rings, where Legolas and I am forgetting that dwarf's name. No! Gimli. That's it, Gimli. Legolas and Gimli have their little competition of who kills the most. That's what basically Phanon and Medi does. Have a little competition of who is killing the most of these things. I actually kind of find that a little funny, but that's that. So we went all the way through here, and we made it to right here, where we fight the god of strife. But then gradually we find out, oh wait, we can't kill him, he's basically immortal. His body's immortal, what's going on? So Medi, who is basically also an immortal himself, chose to stay. And saw time while the rest of us goes to Triby, goes back, and then we end up going to Orynyx, aka Genusopolis, Abyss of Fate. Now, when we go there, Orynyx is kind of acting a little bit like a child would. in terms of they're just not wanting to let us through, and basically just, which understandable. If you got a whole bunch of humans, people killing gods left or right, and you just did nothing wrong, understandable. I would personally not want anyone in my place too. But gradually speaking, we end up going through, completing the trial, and we meet Ornyx. Now, when we go and meet Ornyx, at first this one is just like, I don't want you here. Get out. Y'all killed my kind. Just get out. All for the sake of a prophecy. Which the prophecy is basically killing all the gods and reclaiming their core flames, giving humans full control. So a little bit through the talk with Ornyx all of a sudden just says, "Mother, mother," and Ornyx is calling, not really, I don't think it was calling us mother, but yeah, not calling us mother, but it's going like, "You've seen mother, mother misses dear." And Castros, who can understand these titans, goes, "I think they were extending invitation to you. We accept invitation." We ended up meeting Meme. Now, Meme is this little adorable creature. And this said little adorable creature basically takes us through a forgotten memory. Question mark. And I'm going to put the question mark here because I've actually kind of listened to some of the theories, and I'm not sure if it's either time travel or that is our actual memory that we have long since forgotten. So, I would just put a question mark there. But that little creature got us through a memory of being with the Stellaron Hunters. And if we take that into account, the meme sprites, or meme, takes us back through. We learned some of our memories of being with Stellaron Hunters, as well as how they kind of interacted. And then we jump back to like the present time, and was like, "Are you okay? This little creature appeared. Are you back now?" So this little creature, afterwards, we go back to Eglala. I am not pronouncing her name, and Mom's sorry, but we go back to the lady. The lady's like, "Okay, we know this. Now we need a game plan." So Phanon and Don Hung goes to help Mayday, who's still fighting, while the Trailblazer and Castros goes back in time with the meme sprite after gathering 3 different memories of that time. Goes back, and we end up seeing Castrum in all of this glory when it was not destroyed. And at the front gate, we meet a guy named Genus. Now, during these trials, during the whole entire thing, we find out that Genus, after repairing the statues right over here, yeah, this is the it should be the statues right here. Let me just go here real quick. Is this the statues? No, there is the statues. Let me try. Okay, there is like a area where I don't think it's over here. It should be over here. It's over here? Basically, we repair these statues, each a vessel of Nikodor, god of strife, one of courage, one of bravery, one of sacrifice. Or is it sacrifice, bravery, and there's one other part I'm missing. And I know I'm missing that one other part. But we repair all three of those, but his reason was still missing. Or at least that's what we thought. Until Gina's like, wait a minute. I now remember I'm the reason. Or I'm basically part of the god. And I'm not sure about any of you, but I actually kind of a little bit cried about that because it's kind of sad, but at the same point, I cried at that one, but I also cried at the end of the fight. However, he went back into divinity, or the god, and then we continued. We ended up going back into the present time. We helped Dan Heng and all the other Crisis heirs defeat the god of strife. After that, we all go back to Aglaya, except for Castris. Castris stayed behind a little bit and talked to the god of strife and asked several different questions and wanted to know where the god of death was. Because god of death is missing. So, while she was there, we all went back to Agalia, gave the good news, and then time skip to the very next day. We'll go back to the vortex, and Phanon, who still have doubts, basically has to go through another trial. So he left by himself to go do another trial in order to become a demigod. Now that is where the current story is at right now. Now that's what happened to the Traveler. What happened to March and the other team, Wilt and Sunday, both went, okay, this is unusual, this is taking too long. Where are they? And basically went to Herta, the Herta, to get help. Because they're missing their two companions. Something's wrong. They went to go get help. Himiko, who is still at the Express, is basically like, okay, this is unusual for how long this wait is. Where are they? Not correction, Aspeth's well, but not Sunday. Himiko's like taking care of March. And we end up finding March like this. You see all these ice? A number of thin sheets of ice have shackled the unconscious March 7th to her bed. The young girl curled up in clear ice. Yeah. So she is basically asleep. She's unable to wake up. For all intents and purposes, this place is affecting her rather dangerously. So that is where this current story is right now. Now, I do have a couple of theories about what's going to happen in this story, and probably will happen at the end of this arc. I honestly believe because March 7th, she does not remember anything about her past, and she's reacting this strongly to all of this. We know she may be somehow even more connected to this place than meets the eye. And the fact that they got like, you've met Mother, can you help us find Mother? And I have not realized this until now, but we're gonna go here real quick. So if we look at her outfit, there is a kind of like a flashback we see from Phanon about his friend. And if you look at how she's dressed, it is quite similar to how his friend was dressed. A lot similar. I think, in a weird way, she is the quote-unquote mother that Ornex is trying to find. Now, the other part has a lot to do with the fact that got this, but then you also got the way these two speak. Because this one is like, once you hear four sentences, it's like, oh no, I don't talk cute anymore, or all about the cute stuff. And March 7 is basically all about the cute stuff too. So that's the other thing. Now, I do have a theory of how this will end. I think Amphorius, in the end, will probably still be stuck in a time loop. Not really a time loop, but will be stuck in a way and just can't fully break free. That's just me. That's just how it feels like it's gonna be. Where they're just gonna be stuck for a good while. What else? Oh. The other thing is, I also want to know what y'all's opinions on this prequel, because it's not really that bad. It is bad in the sense of, my gripe with it is just static poses. That's it. That's what I've said in the beginning, I believe. Static poses, and they're going real, I don't understand why they're going cheap with their animations, but if they got Zenithstone Zero, and Zenithstone Zero is more expressive, and is by the same company, they can easily make this do better as well. 3.1, I'm hoping will do better. And 3.2, if they don't do it in 3.1, I'm hoping 3.2, they do even better. But that may just be me. So yeah, that is all I got to say. I do want to hear y'all's opinions at the bottom of this, and I do want to know, hey, if y'all have played the current storyline, where y'all thinking the story may go, and who y'all probably going to be pulling for. Because me personally, I'm pulling for Agala. I'm going to skip everyone else. I want to pull for her. I've seen some of her comments, love it. I just want to pull for her. Anyways, take care, y'all, and if y'all want to see me do like a tier list, because these are like the characters that I got currently, I'll do one. But other than that, take care and goodbye.